Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good day. Today we are from Group 7. We'll present the research about factors influencing customer acquisition by entrepreneurs among UKM students, the influence of capital, knowledge and motivation. So, so this is the content of our presentation. We compile and summarize all our research into 6 points.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Novana Aguilar. I will be presenting our study in customer acquisition among student entrepreneur at Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia. This research explore how capital, knowledge and motivated affect their ability to attract a customer. A key indicator of entrepreneur success. Entrepreneurship among students play a critical role in youth empowerment and national economic development, especially in a fast developing country like Malaysia. At UKM, we observe a growing culture of student entrepreneurship. Many students engage in a small business or setup, driven by ambition and the need to develop a real world skill. However, when the entrepreneur spirit is a strong success, is not a guarantee. Even with the help from the university and the government, many student entrepreneurs will struggle. One of their biggest problem is getting customer to buy their product or service. Without customer, the business cannot survive. We found that three things often make it hard for students to get a customer. First is capital, not enough money to run the business. Second is knowledge, not know how to manage or promote a business. And number three is a motivation, losing interesting or not having enough energy to keep going. Other researchers found the same thing. Student business often fail because they don't have enough money, they don't get enough training or education in business, they don't have strong motivation or passion to continue. Our study looked at how students of UKM use their money, apply their business knowledge and keep their motivation going to get more business and growing their business. Why we do this study? Because we want to find out what made it hard for students to get a customer. We want to understand how capital, knowledge and motivation affect their success, and we want to share ideas to help more student businesses success. This study is useful because it can help student UKM and other university improve their entrepreneurship program. We want to help students evolve community and create more smart and confident business owner among young Malaysian. To conclude, we believe that student businesses are important for the future, but many fail because of lack of capital, knowledge and motivation. By learning more about this problem, we can help student entrepreneurs do better and success in their businesses.
Problem statement. Entrepreneurship is a common topic among students, with many intending to start small businesses like selling food, beverage, or service. However, student entrepreneurs at UKM face a challenge in requiring and retaining customer due to inadequate capital, lack of entrepreneurial knowledge, and varying levels of motivation. Problem statement. Entrepreneurship is a common topic of research problem. Addressing this research problem is crucial because challenges in acquiring and retaining customer threaten the unsustainability of student businesses and discourage future entrepreneurial activity. A holistic understanding of the combined impact of capital, knowledge, and motivation is needed to develop effective entrepreneurship education and support programs. Improving the entrepreneurial ecosystem for students can unlock their economic potential, reduce youth unemployment, and foster innovation. Research problem. Addressing this research problem is crucial because challenges in acquiring and retaining customer threaten the unsustainability of student businesses and discourage future entrepreneurial
Assalamualaikum and greetings. My name is Rizeka Safi binti Omar and my metric number is 8205021. Our case study aims to explore the relationship between capital, knowledge, and motivation and their impact on customer acquisition by entrepreneurs among UKM students. To achieve this goal, a few key objectives have been outlined, such as 1. To assess the level of customer acquisition by entrepreneurs among UKM students. 2. To evaluate the influence of capital on customer acquisition by entrepreneurs among UKM students. 3. To evaluate the role of knowledge on customer acquisition by entrepreneurs among UKM students. 4. To evaluate the influence of motivation on customer acquisition by entrepreneurs among UKM students. And 5. To compare the customer acquisition by entrepreneurs among UKM students. By addressing these objectives, we seek to provide for a more comprehensive picture of how capital, knowledge, and also motivation drive customer acquisition by entrepreneurs among UKM students. There are a few key characteristics of our questionnaire form. First and foremost is the use of closed-ended format, which provides a limited set of response options, simplifying the process for respondents while facilitating quantitative analysis as what we learned in the course. Second is clear and concise questions. We focus on one specific aspect per item to minimize respondents' confusion and enhance data reliability. The implementation of predefined response questions limits the range of answers to relevant and comparable categories, eliminating irrelevant responses and ensuring consistency in the collected data. Not only that, the structured design format is an ideal approach for statistical evaluation, enabling us to measure the influence of capital, knowledge, and motivation on customer acquisition effectively. Lastly is efficient data collection. We believe that closed-ended questions work as the best choice to reduce the time consumption and burden of respondents to complete the questionnaire. The measurement used for the questionnaire is based on a 5-point ordinal scale. Respondents indicate their level of agreement with each statement by using the following scale: 1 strongly disagree, 2 for disagree, 3 for neutral, 4 for agree, and 5 for strongly agree. The relevance and reliability of the sources used to accommodate the questionnaire in the study are based on integrity and academic value of the research. As for the reliability of the sources, all of the sources we use as references are peer-reviewed academic journals and books. So this is to ensure that the research was well conceived regarding its methodology and its findings can be concluded upon with utmost confidence. Additionally, the references cited provide recurring credible evidence supported through both quantitative and qualitative analysis. The sources used are highly relevant for the particular context of the research, as many deal directly with student entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial education, and different forms of capital in new venture creation and growth. Moreover, the design of the questionnaire is found to be appropriate in terms of closed-ended questions by the available methodological literature and best practices in survey research. By using this approach, the content and the measurement style is consistent with an academic approach oriented around quantitative research.
So for the samples sampling method, actually the study targets all UKM students, which include those who are undergraduate and postgraduate, in order for us to explore how capital, knowledge, and motivation would potentially influence the potential to set a business and attract customers. So data was collected through and using a structured questionnaire developed by us, and it was distributed online. We were using email, WhatsApp, Telegram, student portals, and in person also at common campus areas. So a non-probability convenience sampling method was actually used for most probably practicality and speed. So with efforts for us to include students from various faculties and study levels in order to prevent and reduce bias and to provide more collaborations and variations. So the sample size of 100 respondents basically suitable for both descriptive and inferential analysis, providing insights and all the infos into entrepreneurial interest and customer acquisition potential among students. So the next part will be about the data analysis technique. So in our research, we did use two sort of analysis, which is the descriptive analysis and the inferential analysis, which is hypothesis testing. So talking for the first one, which is the descriptive statistics. So we will be using terms like mean, standard deviations, frequency, and also percentage, which allow us to help better understand about our data. So these two will also allow us to summarize the demographic details of our 100 respondents and get a clearer and a better picture of the main trends in our key variables such as capital, knowledge, motivation, and customer acquisition. So this gives us a very solid foundation to see how these factors are distributed across our sample. And for the next statistics techniques that we use are the inferential analysis, hypothesis testing, in order to examine the relationships between our independent variables and also dependent variables. The goal is to see whether the patterns we observe in our sample data can be applied more broadly towards the entire UKM student population. So this help us move beyond just describing the data to just actually drawing meaningful conclusions about the potential cause and effect relationship.
As for the result, the correlational analysis results show that knowledge, motivation, and capital are positively correlated with each other. So, which it indicates that these three elements are interrelated and jointly affect student entrepreneurs' capability of winning new customers. So, regression analysis also indicate that motivation, enjoyment in learning new skills significantly explains successful customer acquisition among the student entrepreneurs. So, this result indicate that interventions which aim to support student entrepreneurs in their customer acquisition may address different aspects of knowledge, motivation, and access to capital in combinations. Entrepreneurship education, intrinsic motivation stimulation, and financial resources accessibility will be significant strategies against barriers to student entrepreneurships. And that's all for my part. Thank you.